To you once again, and this is the last conversation for today, so let's delve in. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. So the question I'm asking at this time is, can Nigeria afford a fiscally moderate National Assembly? By fiscally, I mean money, financially. Can we afford that? You know how someone could say for a very long time we've lived our lives in a certain way. We've lived such a flamboyant kind of lifestyle, and then perhaps something begins to happen. There's some kind of shake in the business, or just about anything. It could be anything, and then you're asking yourself, can I afford to live below this? And I'm sure it's the same question some people ask themselves, right? Just like the other time on the health show, where the doctor we're having a conversation about rest, and she said something about people who do not really do that reality check. They just eat any and everything because they can afford it. And so the moment a doctor says, you are diabetic, all of a sudden, reality dawns on them. And it's like, wow. All the things they would indulge, just in a twinkle of an eye, they're able to live without those things. The same person who would ask, it's not possible for me to stay one day without drinking. It's not possible for me to stay 1 week without eating. It's not possible for me to, so that we can understand what I'm saying. Now, So just to give you a background so you can understand what the question is. So that's what I'm asking. Can Nigeria? For years, we've had National Assembly members who carry themselves. In fact, they're not the ones who just carry themselves, who the Constitution has carried in a certain way. And over time, we've heard people say that it's not necessarily the people, the officers who are corrupt. It is the document. It is that constitution. It is the rules. It is the terms of their service. That is what makes them corrupt, because it is designed in such a way that they just can't help it. You come in there, there's allowance for this, allowance for that, So can Nigeria afford a fiscally moderate National Assembly? So the news story with regards to this is SERAP sues Akpabio, Abbas over planned palliatives, bulletproof cars for lawmakers. I'm pretty sure you also came across this story today. It's one of the big stories from yesterday, though, right? So yeah, it's all over the papers. You can go online and check. You find it there. So let's look at it from, the ICIR. They actually put something together in that regard concerning this particular case, what the National Assembly is looking to do with about 110 billion naira or so for their officers. So the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has sued the leadership of the National Assembly over plans by the lawmakers to utilize 110 billion naira as palliative and to purchase bulletproof and sports utility vehicles. Now, this was disclosed by the organization via its official Twitter handle on Sunday. That was yesterday, 13th August. And here's part of what the post said. We've sued the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, and Speaker of House of Reps, Tajuddin Abbas, over the unlawful plan to spend 110 billion naira to buy exotic and bulletproof cars for lawmakers and to provide palliatives for new members. So in this particular suit, which was filed on Friday, 11th August, SERAP demanded that Akpabio and Abbas be compelled to reduce the 40 billion naira budgeted for purchasing vehicles. And then they should repeal the Supplementary Appropriation Act of 2022. So SERAP is seeking an order restraining Mr. Akpabio and Mr. Abbas from demanding or receiving the 40 billion naira to buy 465 SUVs and bulletproof cars for members and principal officials until an assessment of the socio-economic impact of the spending on the 137 million poor Nigerians is carried out in the public interest. Now, Nigerians are struggling with the rising cost of living, of course, as a result of the removal of subsidy on petrol and the unification of the naira. But then, here we are. Members of the National Assembly approved 70 billion naira to support the working conditions and an extra 40 billion naira for the acquisition of vehicles. Wow. So this money is shared among the 469 members of the National Assembly, and it amounts to 234.5 million naira per legislator. Now, it's not like the members are the ones who said, give us money. No. It's part of the things they get. They get to change their vehicles. I mean, you come on board, and there's allowance for you to buy the SUVs. Yeah, because we need to protect our lawmakers. They are very important people. So we're not going to throw that away. All right? I'm sure you don't want the king in your village to drive a rickety car. Unless you come from that kind of village where, if your uncle, if your family member was a member of the National Assembly, you would want them to, live up to National Assembly status. But of course, a lot of Nigerians are still asking the same question. At what time, really, are we going to cut the cost of governance? When? Don't we talk about, Nigerians should make sacrifices. This is just for now. It's just for this period. Yes, I understand the biting economic hardship occasioned by the fuel subsidy removal. It's just a sacrifice that Nigerians will have to make. I remember when that broadcast from the president came out, and people were asking, why should it be the poor masses that were making sacrifices? How about those of them up there? Why are they not making the sacrifices? But then my own question here is, can we even afford to have National Assembly members live moderately at this point in time? Because when we hear people say, those of them in the House should raise, a motion to cut cost of governance and all whatnot. And I ask, who's going to be raising that kind of motion and who's going to be cutting whose cost? Well, a report by the ICIR, that's the International Center for Investigative Reporting, showed that the earmarked sum could improve the state of various sectors in the country. And they're looking at the health and the education sector. So they're looking at that amount of money. We can actually utilize it for something else. Now, part of that report says that 110 billion naira could construct at least 3,600 primary healthcare centers in different communities in Nigeria, going by the national budget of 30 million naira per primary healthcare center contained in the national budget. They're also saying it can actually be used to build some blocks of standard classrooms across the country. A situation where we have overcrowded classrooms and all of that affecting the quality of education. Yeah, good, great, right? But can we afford a financially moderate National Assembly? Let's hear from you. What do you think? 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0002, and 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0007. I'm taking messages via WhatsApp as well, so do well to send those to 0809-030-6416. We're also live on Facebook, so leave a message there. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Usually when people hear, can we afford? You think it's something you have to buy. No, can we afford it? Is this something we can do? Is this something we can have? Is that even possible in Nigeria? And when we're talking about possibility, you should also look at the part where will is another issue. So can we afford that? I mean, if over the years people have lived such glamorous, honorable lives of honorables, so is it in our own turn that we will now be talking about cutting costs? reducing costs. Can we afford that? Where we have senators who do not have houses in perhaps 4, 5, 6 or more houses in Abuja and elsewhere in the world, traveling at will, driving the most expensive cars, being able to afford the most expensive things. Can we afford that? Hi, Chijoke from Rumuji. Welcome.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, so the question is if we can afford a National Assembly that is moderate.
Exactly.
Are we meant to afford a National Assembly that is moderate? We employ these guys. You understand? These guys are currently the most expensive legislative arm of government in the world. So why should it be that way? Why, like you said, why can't we invest those sums into schools, medical centers, or even into ensuring that the refineries are working? Something that pretty much pours a ripple effect into the economy, ensuring that everybody is carried along. Instead, a niche, a small amount of individuals get to spend such huge sums with their exorbitant salaries, with their exorbitant allowances, and it's just unfair, if you ask me. So I don't think it is right at all.
All right. Thank you very much. Elomba from Artillery. Good evening. Turn off your radio set.
I greet you, my sister. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Welcome.
What I want to talk about is expensive living and what is transpiring in the National Assembly. You know that anytime you have a problem like this, you will be able to trace where that problem is and how do we get to where we are today. If you look at this the government now and the National Assembly and even PDP own and the Nigeria entirely, you'll be able to draw your conclusion and where Nigeria is heading to. If you talk about cost of governance, you ask yourself, what is this governance these people are doing that they are consuming this type of money? You will see that there is a lack of leadership. In Nigeria, there's an absolutely lack of leadership. Because when there is problem like this, like what we have discussed before now, we are governance needed. We have justice needed for people who know how to handle issues so that the boys that are protesting will not come and begin to this or destroy something. You will not see anybody. You will not see the leadership. When you come to things like a refinery we have been clamoring for, how to fix it, you will not see anybody. What you will see when it comes to sharing money, there will be multiple hundreds of them that will show. And the people have been during this thing for a very long time.
All right, Elomba, thank you. I have to go on a commercial break now. But I really want to know, can we afford that?
You too can win awesome prizes in the Indomie Scratch and Win promo. Submit 1070-gram
Info on
92.3.
Headline News.
The leaders of justice in killing of father. All right, welcome back now. The cost of governance and such bogus allowances, something called audio allowance, so many other allowances. So many. The vehicle, fueling, maintenance, constantly domestic staff, assistance, entertainment, there are articles on the right? And so this is not something that is new. It's gone on for many years. So it's as if it's now more. The people decide to now have a national service. They are carried as honorables. Because it's the money actually that makes them the honorable that they are. It's not necessarily the position. It's the money, the perks of that office. Hi Temple from Rumamasi.
The very distinguished conference member.
Welcome Temple.
I celebrate with the lady. Who are those that are supposed to initiate the government?
Listen.
I are supposed to initiate look into cutting down those costs. And going by your question, I think we can't afford it right now because as you have right, this is a government of thought. So when the new set of new national income, they have to enjoy the privileges that the former assembly members enjoy. So it will be difficult for us to see that, coming on board, going where that let themselves to initiate those. So the answer is no. Thank you.
All right. Hi.
Yeah, Constable.
Welcome again. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, politics is very lucrative business.
Lucrative, he says.
Very lucrative. More than yeah. So you are regulating or regulating exorbitants, and like Nigerians
it is being head by Akpabio. You also understand you're struggling to live, and so it's quick times that even are not sustaining families' need. But what if the majority this high of sensitivity and wicked by our ruling class? Godwin Onyeche says any leader with selfish interests does not make a good leader. I rest my case. Courage Barry said he will do this of the same mindset that of Nigeria turn by turn. Don't worry, when he reach my turn, he also shop. It's not cost of government. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, the customer is still the lawmakers get so much, they receive so much." So many people are complaining because it's not their person up there. Once their person is up there, that's one officer. That's the one that done it. So are we ready to afford fiscally minimal national assembly? Hello, Obed from Port Harcourt. Welcome.
Good evening, Cotton.
Good evening to you.
Yes, Cotton, it's not as if we cannot afford to reduce the population. It's all about the world. Yeah. So it's all about having really to exercise for distance to get to the house of salvation, and some people are imagining for themselves a so huge amount of money to get them.
Thank you. So this issue of the amount of money funded them all the way from before 2015. So many articles online on that. You will see, even without jumbo allowances, Nigeria's lawmakers are highest paid in the world. Nigerian lawmakers are the highest paid in the world. Nigeria has some of the world's highest paid lawmakers, outrageous allowances of National Assembly members, salaries of National Assembly members must reflect economic realities, and all whatnot. They're all over there on the internet, right? So are we ready? If we decide and say, okay, I think this is the time, at least, if not for anything, the fact that there is staring everyone in the face, subsidy removal. Yeah, a lot of people who are driving a parked car because I was with a number of money, and then he was talking about how he spent 10,000 naira on petrol for just 2 days, and he goes, if I had taken public transport, I will not spend 10,000 naira on transportation in 2 days. Where am I going to? And so if with the subsidy removal, the unification of the naira and all of that is affecting the economy right now, and so this is like a good ground to say, all right, so we don't see them, they cut down everywhere. Are we ready for the National Assembly members, including the states as well?
Yeah,
all right.
My sister, what you're saying is 50,000, which is an abuse to Nigerian civil servants, very big abuse. So it's too bad. That is that should take the cost of governance. You can see somebody who served for 35 good years to even get a call. And somebody who is in this dissension. And let's do that. No, it's a disgrace. So change this term. You change this because it's too bad.
President National Assembly. See, but the project from Nigeria. So it will be very good to see reduction in stock skill. Instead, corruption will pass by our politicians. So are we saying that we're not ready? We can't afford a financially minimal or moderate National Assembly? Why? How come? They are human beings who are there. They're not people from outside Nigeria. They are Nigerians. They live in Nigeria. I mean, if they are not seeing it, if they're not feeling it physically on a person, they should be able to go online and, feel the pulse of the people. In the time to cut down on those flamboyant expenses, buying exotic cars and palliatives. I mean, that was quite funny though. Palliatives, really. For lawmakers who are already getting a whole lot of money, like it's it's just amazing. So just recently, the Senate president even talked, should I say mistakenly, said on national television that announced to the hearing of Nigerians that they have already been paid or given a token, he called it, for recess. Then also they changed its prayers in their meal. So that's for recess. To survive. Nigerians cut down their spendings. But the National Assembly not looking to do that. Perhaps we can't afford to have National Assembly where the members just live a simple life. I can't. Because it's the same Nigerians who are screaming, away with the too much money, away. He cannot even, he's the lawmaker, he cannot even have to. Yeah, the same people, the same ones who put much pressure on the same lawmakers, asking for things that are necessary. They're the same ones who, if an uncle is a politician and the person happens to give them money to a business or something, they will spend money. It's where the money is being made. Let him bring more. It's our turn to chop. These choppings will go around. So are you about the amount of money the national members, the has earned, right? The state level or national, amongst those, just because it's to reach you, because you don't have a personal relationship with anybody there, because it is not right that they spend money. But you could actually be sure. All right, so you want to let me know if we can afford this. There are people who are saying, no, it's not possible. They're the same ones who will have to the policies, right, to reduce whatever allowances and sums that to them. But who votes for them? No, really. But them employed. Oh, right, nice. So you know, it's not just employing them, or maybe we're just asking for too much from the wrong people, or maybe we're just asking from the wrong angle, or from perhaps we shouldn't ask your lawmakers to reduce the cost of their living. Perhaps we should rather be asking that whatever legislature or paperwork that has made, if you're a senator, you should be earning that much, be reviewed. Instead of cut down on how much money they want to spend on whatever SU has. So you get system, you get jobs, and either I should receiving so they want giving it to myself. It comes with us. So if you want it, it's us. Don't come ask me to move it. Don't tell my boss that I don't earn the allowance that is earmarked for me. I wouldn't. How's Sarah? Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Constance.
You're welcome. Go on, please.
I think this issue has long been overflowed, but actions have not been taken. Truth is, members of the National Assembly, what they can just change for. The truth of the matter is, it's just because they enslave the greater population of the country. When you see them come around, or you see them, and they see them popping cards, and because less. Talking in a various places talk won't be around them at that time. So by not implementing things, projects, and creating jobs and money, spend those money, because of no doubt any movement of a highly placed politician with a lot of spending, anything they would want to give out this money, and that's how they feel is not sufficient for them, but they just forget shit like that. But Nigerians should know that they instead create jobs, and any money. There are a lot of persons that go into office where how any get better the system. They just go continue everything. No way. These people are the best brains. If you have ex-governors, ex-senators, well, you exposed, they travel everywhere, they know what civilization put on you. It is very sorry that they don't implement it to make sure their country is good.
All right, thank you very much, Alro, for calling. Hi, Chris from PH Township. Are you there? Good evening, Chris, please.
For me, I see it as another natural force behind this. There's another force. You say force onto the system. How is it to tell me that senator, whom the governor is there, have been represented as a fashion? I've been at the BBC. But after an election, who wants to you and this is great for the please now about the service. I mean, my condition. Very pure on the line. I was suffering today. We're not there. They are not there because we say go there. People they are with us. These are paralysis that cannot have in their mind. Never. Okay, they have talking. Government worker is earning just 25 for 30 naira. My family is I'm not. So they have not mind.
All right, thank you very much for calling, Chris. Okay, the message is here on WhatsApp. Prince says, Nigeria has a law. I believe we are the instruments of the law. Are these people appropriate answers to themselves outside the Constitution? That's a question. It's rather senators. It really came to National Assembly as a poor person. It's unfortunate. He's an end-time politician. But God will deliver us from this. Hi, Constance. Oh, well, people read good evening PM. Nigerian legislators should...
You can win awesome prizes in the